Welcome back to the Artist Feature Series, and in this episode we'll be looking at remembering to be forgetful, and that's in terms of melody. Now, I reckon this is going to be easier to explain in the article, but I'll put it simply in this video. Remembering to be forgetful is all about the melody and basically not making a theme. Now, out of the 25 or so tracks I listened to, only 2 of the tracks that I had listened to I'd remembered the next time I actually thought about those tracks, and that was a Wonder Woman theme and what I believe is the theme from Sherlock Holmes. I believe it plays in the opening titles. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a forgetful melody. In fact, Hans Zimmer, more often than not, is doing those melodies. I'm not clever enough to know why a melody is memorable or not. All I can say is the melody in the track that I'm creating in the style of Hans Zimmer, I believe isn't memorable. And it's a weird thing. It's almost like a dig at myself. Like, I can't remember the melody when I'm listening to it. But that's the point. And you've got to remember that. Because in terms of a film score, unless you're doing the theme or it's a character's theme, you just want music that helps to portray the emotion on the screen. And you can have a melody, but as long as it's not memorable, as long as it's not being the main character of the film rather than the actual actor on screen, then that's fine. And I'll play you my example of my melody, and the only parts I can take from it in terms of not being memorable is the fact that it's quite a slow track, and the melody is therefore quite slow. I'm not using staccato strings, I'm not jumping around each note, so I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm just kind of playing around the chords. I'm filling in the gaps between each chord that is played, and I'm not doing it quickly. And I think that's why it's not necessarily a memorable one. That's a good thing, and I'm hoping that that's what other people think when they're listening to this track. The melody adds to all the chords and the progression and the sound, but it doesn't add so much that that's what you're humming in your head. So anyway, I'll play the example now. So as you can hear, it doesn't go very fast. It's sort of going up and down through the chords and accompanying them, not distracting from the chords. So I believe this is going to be actually quite a short video because there's not a lot more I can say about it. I would say with your melodies, you want it to be slow, flowing with the chords, not jumping around everywhere, not having staccato, unless you want it to be memorable. You want it to just add to the chords with a little bit of detail. I would strongly recommend looking at the article and listening to the tracks that I listed at the bottom of that section, because then you'll be able to hear the melody working with the chords but not overpowering it and becoming a theme tune or something like that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.